Hi, Katie. So this is what I wanted to show you with the market recapture. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I have to just open one program here so that I can show you how this actually works. And the market recapture, the whole point of using a market recapture is to allow us to study a population that's actually moving. And as this moving population moves about, it makes it very hard to calculate what that actual population is. So when you have a market recapture, what we do, the first thing we do is we go out and we um, lay a couple of traps. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to symbolize this here. I'm going to draw that we lay a trap there, a trap here, and a trap here. And over the course of a couple of days, a few organisms are going to get caught in those traps, hopefully the ones that we want to study. Then what we do is we take those organisms and we mark them. So we're going to place an X on those organisms there. And those organisms would be able to be marked. And we mark them usually with a tag, or we put some type of coloring on their fur or something, or put an X on their fur with some paint or something like that. But somehow we tag those organisms. Then what we do is from there, we release them back out into the wild. Now, when you look at the formula that you're going to see, that's going to be your M. So M is the first initial mark. So this is the first round that we go ahead and marked. And in this case, we put 4 of them out there. All right, so we got 1 in each one of those traps, and then the M would be 4. So let me just clear all this out then. So then what we do is we wait an appropriate amount of time, depending on whatever the organism is, and then we go back out and we lay those traps out again. So again, we go ahead and put those traps back out. And from there, we allow them to capture organisms. Now what's going to happen is this time around, some organisms are going to get caught in there, and they're going to be the ones without the mark, and then there's going to be ones with the mark, hopefully. So we will see something that looks a little bit like this. I don't know why it's not doing red, but it should be doing a red. All right, so some of them would be marked and some of them wouldn't be marked. What we'll do is take each trap. So let's take this trap down here, this one that's where the cursor is going over right now. So if we look at it, we could say that 2 of them are in there. So the total number in that trap is going to be the S value. However, let's just say this one here on the bottom is the one that's also tagged. The tagged is going to be the T. So the T is 1. And now utilizing the formula, if you look at it, it's N equals M times S over T. You just plug those numbers in. The original M again was 4, remember? And then the S was 2. So that's 8 divided by 1. So the N, or predicted population, is going to be 8. And we would do this for each one of the traps, each one of the 4 traps. And then at the very end of this, what we would do is we would take those N values for each one of those traps, and we would average them together, and that would give us our estimated N value, or what our estimated population would be at the end. Now, because there's such a high instance of error that's involved in this, we end up using the standard error formula. So taking your N value, you plug it into the formula. So that would be the N times the square root of N minus M multiplied by N minus S all over MS times N minus 1. So you just kind of plug all those numbers in. Now you know your M values. The S value is the only thing you don't know. And you had S values in the previous, when you look at the traps, 1, 2, 3, 4 traps, you look at those numbers, you would just average those numbers together. You get an average S number, and you would use that for your S. And you already know your N value because you've already averaged those all together to find that N value. So literally, you just plug everything in, you solve for the error, and then it ultimately becomes the N plus or minus the standard error. And that's it. That's all there is to doing mark and recapture. All right. So if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and I can help you answer those. I've sent both forms over, which is the practice test and the market recapture. And then once you feel comfortable, I will send you over a new version of the test that the class took. It's just going to have some different numbers on it and stuff and some different questions, but it is in essence the same exact test, but I just want to be able to get theirs back to them. So I'm going to give you some different values. And other than that, we are just starting watersheds, and we were working with the floodplain models. So there's some new stuff that's going up onto the website. Make sure you check it out, and then I will send you some like do the homework. There's a watershed article homework, and I'll shoot you some videos and stuff like that that'll help you understand this concepts, and then I'll make another video note set that you can have to get caught up with. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.